Welcome back just to a quick episode of a Z18xe is born. Shouldn't say is born actually, that's must be copyrighted. Yeah, before I go into explaining stuff, I just want to say sorry for no Mark 1 videos at the moment. It is just, my garage is just a mess. I've got a few leaks to sort out, I've got 8 exhausts in there, so I've got to post and pack up. So yeah, just doing prep work on a car. It's not really what you want to do when it's pissing down with rain, and yeah, you just don't feel it's not the right sort of weather to be doing it. You want to be on a nice warm day, but we'll try and get back out. Also, my daughter started a new job, so that's throwing our schedule all to put at the moment. So I'm just trying to get back into a correct schedule of when can I get in the garages and things like that. So I'm just doing random times at the moment. But anyway, if anybody that is interested in this engine build, just talk about some of the bits that have arrived and what I've done. So this is the manifold that we talked about yesterday. I've cut it up best I can, as in just quickly sort of chopped it off so I actually could get into the inside of it. It might actually be usable. Injector sizes are slightly different to the standard, like what they could, I think the Bosch size ones, I don't know what you call them, but sort of the earlier red tops and things like that, the standard injectors you're supposed to find. But a couple of guys have said on the tuning forums that yeah, you know, there's the VXR ones fit anyway if you need more injectors. So yeah, so that's sort of the bit of the manifold you're left with. What I've got here is another manifold I picked up a while ago when I was actually thinking of doing a 2 litre conversion turbo, and this is made by some a guy on the old Maz on the old 16 valve platform, so he's selling it. Picked it up pretty cheap, so it is, you know, it can be used. So this has got the old XE type red top manifold on it, so obviously it just won't bolt on. The other issue we've got of using it, if we wanted to use it, is, I don't know if I can demonstrate, but the port spacings aren't matching, so lots of different ways to get around that. Whether I want to do it or not is another question. So yeah, so I've got something I could use. I could chop up. What I could do is just chop all these through here and remake this base plate, to be honest, and make the spacing correct, and still keep this whole plenum chamber, which, you know, it's not a bad design. I definitely do. These have also got trumpets inside them as well, so it's sort of, you know, a nice idea. I think it's designed to take the old red top throttle body as well, so you get nice big bit of air. So there's definitely that option. Basically that option's free. I've got a TIG welder, so we can just muck about a heart's content and try and get that to work and see if we can get it mated up onto these, which I think I can't do a straight cut through. I think I'll have to do a chamfered cut and then a chamfered cut on these tubes. But yeah, I think I can't really do too much of that until actually the engine's in the car, because you know, you need to see what bulkhead clearance you got. You know, ideally if I can keep all the brake and the clutch masters, that would be good. So yeah, any thoughts on that? Some people have talked to me about the dibbless manifolds as well. Very expensive, but again, basically end up looking like that, but obviously they're made, they're cast. Having a look around, see if there's any other types of manifolds that may fit. I did notice that some of the earlier or the other types of Z18xes come with a slightly nicer manifold, as in it's not all got those big gubbins inside, it's just one solid manifold, so it might be easier to cut up. The other option I thought about is using like something off a slightly older car, the old 8 valve inlet manifolds, the 16SEs. They work good as well. So anyway, shout out your opinions. It's always nice. Somebody always says, oh yeah, don't forget this car and that car. But yeah, cool. So that's the inlet side. We move on to the exhaust side. Pick this manifold up off eBay, 100 odd quid. Flanges were like, on their own, were like 40 odd quid, so I thought, well, let's get this. It's designed to sort of remove the cat on a standard 18xe. But yeah, it's not bad. It is what it is. It's 100 quid, you know, something to experiment with. Before I order loads of stainless pipes up, which are going to cost me a few hundred quid as well. Yeah, so we got that. So what I'm thinking at the moment is we just chop all these runners off, chop them all into bits and sections again, and try and rotate them round and do our best to try and mount the turbo sort of over this way. But again, I think I've got to do this once the engine's in the car, just to be safe. So yeah, you know, something like that, you know, that would end up sort of going like that in principle. And yeah, it's £100. Okay, it might not be the most efficient, you might want nice falls into one, you know, all that sort of stuff. But as a good friend told me about, who knows quite a lot about turbos and just DIY turbos, you can be very crude with turbos. I made a log manifold once and it worked. You know, you can be very, very crude, and it's just a cheap way to get power, really, sort of thing. You know, if you want the most efficiency and you're racing and you want the last 5 brake horsepower here and there, yeah, sure, get yourself sorted of proper manifolds. But if you just want to stack an extra 50 brake horsepower on it or something, you know, whether this is 180, whether it's 160, whether it's 250, you know, it's going to be pretty quick in a Mini anyway. So yeah, so that's the idea with that manifold. Something to play with. Stainless, so we'll just give it a go. You know, and the worst thing it's going to do is it's going to give me a jig sort of to I could then send away and even get a manifold made, if you see what I mean. Once you've got a manifold of some kind mounting in the turbo in the correct position. Still don't know whether we're going to have space to run down the back for the exhaust, but you know, who knows? We'll just have to try, won't we? I think we might actually. So what other things have I thought about? Oh, the only thing I think is I found a Vauxhall called a Vauxhall Mocha. It's 4-wheel drive, and I think the gearbox bolts to small block engines. I'm not going to do it on the pickup at all, obviously, and the rear output shaft, it seems quite high compared to where it could be, you know, on the diff side of things. But yeah, very interesting. That I would like to get my hands on one of those gearboxes and have a look one day. Could go quite well in a Clubman or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, sorry for the lack of Mark 1 updates. I'll really get back to it. I've got to post these exhausts because people are waiting for me. They've all come in now. Special limited edition van pickup estate silencers. Yeah. Anyway, thoughts and throw your ideas out. You know, people have said, well, I just mount the turbo at the front. I think I'm going to have struggled to fit it in. You know, even on an 8 valve, they sort of poke out. I could just take the bloody turbo right out the front of the grille, but you know, I'm trying to keep it a little bit sensible. This one, but I want it sort of mad but sensible. That's my view. Anyway, all right. See you tomorrow. I'm not too sure what we've got lined up for tomorrow. You might just watch me pack an exhaust up, which I don't know if you really want to watch. And tonight we've got that Uncle Ben's chicken and rice for tea. So yeah. All right. Sorry guys. Bye.